Assalamualaikum and a pleasant day to all of you. We are the Group 9 and today we're gonna talk about multimedia and other topics relating to this. Alright, let me introduce with you my group mates. We have Miss Akmad Noranisa, Kikay Rehiname, and Duga Norhani. Of course, yours truly, Silongan by Pamin. Let's now begin with our discussion. Everybody, Assalamualaikum, especially to our dearest and brilliant instructor, Sir Rafid Makazayan. Good day, sir. Today we're gonna talk about multimedia, and let's learn about what multimedia is. The term multimedia was coined by singer and artist Bob Goldstein in 1966. Goldstein came up with a term to describe the technical nature of his entertainment. The term multimedia has taken almost 40 years to have a consistent meaning of use, until came 1993 wherein Ty Vaughan declared the definition in his book entitled Multimedia Making It Work. We just learned the history. Now that you understand the history, let's go beyond past and proceed with the definition. What is multimedia? Well, multimedia means multi, many, or multiple. Media means medium of communication. Multimedia is a kind of communication that uses any combination of different media. It may involve computers that use multiple formats for the presentation of information, including text or animated graphics, movie segments, video, audio, and others. Ty Vaughan also added that multimedia can be called interactive when it allows people to generate computer command, like video games. That simply means that multimedia is often interactive. Also, multimedia is used for a variety of purposes ranging from creating presentations, training, education, creating digital publications, simulations, and kiosk games, sales presentations, encyclopedias, and more. It is accessible via videotape, hard disk, CD-ROM, or over a distributed network such as the World Wide Web. It can be non-interactive or interactive also. So what is the difference between interactive and non-interactive multimedia? Interactive media cannot work without the user's participation. The media performs the same goal as previously, but human participation adds interactivity and fascinating features to the system, making it more enjoyable. While non-interactive media, on the other hand, it refers to services and systems that individuals do not directly connect to. For example, when we watch television, we can simply see it and not engage with it. Just as when we are working on a computer, we can only command it and it will only follow our instructions. Alright, what are the advantages of interactive multimedia? Interactive media advantages include first, flexibility, because users of interactive multimedia have a lot of options. When delivered on CD, multimedia courseware may be accessed at any time and from any location. You simply need a computer and may learn whenever it is convenient for you. 2. Self-pacing. 3. Rich in content. 4th, interactive.
And aside from that, it also fosters communication because dialogic communication is encouraged through interactive media. This kind of communication enables listeners and recipient to establish long-term trust and collaboration. That means this is crucial or important in the development of relationships. Last but not the least, it is also user-friendly because many types of interactive media have the distinct advantage of making technology more user-friendly. Many cell phones, for example, are easy to use.
Okay, what is the impact of interactive multimedia on the student? Students benefit from our interactive multimedia because it enhances their learning experience and makes it more interesting and fruitful. Teachers actively include students in their learning process by employing and it on a regular basis, including teacher-student contact, activities in the classroom, the use of audio visuals, and hands-on interactions. Throughout this approach, students are continually urged to participate actively. Understanding and meaning take precedence over mere memorization. And because of this, it will definitely generate an environment that encourages long-term memory retention. So that will be all for my part. Let's now lend our ears on my group mates. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, this is Silongan from Group 9.
Hello, I am Noronisa Akmad. I will share to you about computer-based interactive media and its types. So what is computer-based interactive media? Computer-based interactive media creates a multimedia learning environment that capitalizes on the features of both video and computer-assisted instructions. This computer-based interactive media is one of the media that can be used to deliver learning materials to the students. It also creates a wonderful learning environment that utilizes the power of on-screen video and instructions aided by computer processing power. There are two types of computer-based interactive media. These are hypertext and hypermedia. Let's start with hypertext. Hypertext was coined by Ted Nelson around 1965. It is a non-linear organized and access screens of text, static diagrams, pictures, and tables. Hypertext is a cross-referencing tool which connects the links to other text using hyperlinks. By the help of hypertext, one organized way is achieved to present information. This makes the user to move from one part of the information to another part of the information, which is in the same page or any other page. It also makes the documentation simple by providing a way easy access to the end user. Example of hypertext is that when we read one article, it uses hypertext to link other pages. And when we click on that hypertext, it takes us to that page so that we can gather more information about the topic. Number 2, hypermedia. Hypermedia is a computer-based system that allows interactive linking of multiple format information, including still or animated graphics, movie segments, video, and audio. Hypermedia is the extension of hypertext, which provides a facility to connect the web pages to create a network with multimedia elements. With a simple click, for a better multimedia experience. Hypermedia allows links to be integrated in multimedia elements like images and videos. And when we click on that, it takes us to that page. Example of hypermedia is when we use e-commerce site, let's say Shopee or Lazada. When we click on any of the product, it takes us to the specific product page where it belongs. So here, the link is embedded to the image.
Media can be a component of active learning strategies such as group discussions or case studies. The use of media to enhance teaching and learning complements traditional approaches to learning. Effective instruction builds bridges between students' knowledge and the learning objectives of the course. Using media engages students, aids student retention of knowledge, motivates interest in the subject matter, and illustrates the relevance of many concepts. The use of a computer-based interactive media help present the learning materials to students, monitor the progress of learning, or choose additional learning materials in accordance with student learning needs directly to convey the content of the lesson and or providing student learning exercises for them to study. Now, after knowing what is hypermedia and hypertext, we can now incorporate it to the guidelines in using combinations of different media strategies. Guidelines in using combinations of different media strategies. Number 1. Assign collaborative research work in a group. Cooperative learning is characterized by positive interdependence, where students perceive that better performance by individuals produces better performance by the entire group. Collaboration between teachers in seeking the appropriate multimedia where students learn in accordance to the quality of what they deserve is an important part. Before we assume on what multimedia to be used, we must first look onto it. This is comparable when teachers ask students to work collaboratively in a group. The success of knowing how to will likely happen if they work as a group. Number 2, present the different types of multimedia and their characteristics and purpose to students for them to know how it works and to know if it's applicable to them. Number 3, prepare the learners to interact using different media. After working on the characteristics and purpose of different multimedia, you can now prepare the learners to interact with the media selected for them to try on it and let them discover how it works as you brief them. Using media requires that the instructors step outside of the traditional lecture method and facilitate learning by encouraging students to learn through the media. This works best if students are briefed. If students are not adequately informed about the use of media, they will struggle to make the connection between the learning objectives and the media that they are exposed to. Number 4, consult the teacher for input or feedback. Learners, as they apply their now knowledge on the characteristics and purpose in using multimedia, can also ask teachers for more input or feedback on their work. On the other side, teachers can at the same time evaluate the students' understanding and creativity on how they use the different multimedia on their output. Number 5, share final product or finished work with a large group. If teachers give a positive feedback on the output that uses different media, learners can now present or share their final product with a large group. Instructors should help students focus on creating content that is meaningful for the intended audience. So involving students in creating media encourages collaboration, accountability, creativity, and mastery of ideas and concepts. As what they say, students have grown up in the digital age and they are comfortable with technology. So teachers must use this ability of students and integrate it to enhance their learning. More so, teach them the proper way on how different types of media should work and to be used. For the better understanding of this, the next reporter will give you an example.
Moving on to the next, we have the sample of computer-based interactive multimedia. Computer-based interactive multimedia is one of the medias that can be used to deliver learning materials to students. One of the most rapidly changing and exciting areas of education in the world today is the development of computer-based teaching materials, especially interactive multimedia programs that run on personal computers. These new technologies offer students and teachers access to materials as never before. Through the the condensed storage capabilities of computers, multimedia can deliver large amounts of information in ways that make it manageable, approachable, and useful. And by making it possible to access illustrations and photographs, sound and video, as well as large amounts of texts, interactive multimedia programs present learning information to teachers, students, and scholars in newly engaging and meaningful ways. Here's the sample computer-based interactive multimedia with the subject Computer Fundamentals. Computer Fundamentals is specifically designed to be used at the beginner level. It covers all the basic hardware and software concepts in computers and its peripherals in a very lucid manner. So we have the topic Procedures for Connecting Computer to Mounted Projectors. The instructions: first, gather the students inside the room. Second, prepare the equipment that are needed in the activity. Third, let the students participate to read and analyze the following steps on how to connect and generate the functions of computer and projector. The fourth one, demonstrate the steps in connecting the computer to a projector. Just like this one you see on your screen. Moving on to the procedures, first, you must check the computer and peripherals before connecting the PC to a projector. Second, connect the computer to all the peripherals. But how? So connect the PC to the AC adapter, mouse, keyboard, and projector. Next, connect the computer to the projector. Of course, you need to use the appropriate cable. Next, switch on the power supply. So how to switch on the power supply? Plug the AC adapters or power plugs of the PC and projector to a power source. Push the power supply button and then turn on the computer and the projector. Next procedure is project the image from the PC through the projector. Usually, the command for doing so is by holding down the Fn or the function key and pressing the F5 key. And the last one, that's when students present a short PowerPoint presentation using the computer and projector setup. Interactive multimedia or computer-based interactive multimedia is any computer-delivered electronic system that allows the user to control, combine, and manipulate different types of media such as text, sound, video, computer graphics, and animation. Interactive media integrate computer, memory storage, digital data, telephone, television, and other information technologies. Their most common application include training programs, video games, electronic encyclopedia, and travel guides. Interactive media shift the user's role from observer to participant and are considered the next generation of electronic information systems.
Alright, we hope that you have learned something about our discussion. What you have gained from our discussion will soon benefit you, inshallah. That will be all. Thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.